Some call it football weather and think it's the best season of the year. Others hate even a slight drop of rain, a mild gust, or temperatures a degree below 60. Whatever your preference, the Week 7 NFL weather forecast leaves no doubt that fall is here. Several games, including the Thursday night opener between the Broncos and Browns, are expected to see 10+ mile-per-hour winds and a high likelihood of rain, which could impact fantasy start-em, sit-em decisions. With the help of Roto-Grinders meteorologist Kevin Roth, we go over the weather updates you need to know before locking in your lineups. Before we get into the Week 7 forecasts, here's a reminder that if you have any questions about sports weather or how weather could impact play, and, potentially, your fantasy, DFS, and gambling decisions, don't hesitate to reach out to Roto-Grinders meteorologist Kevin Roth on Twitter, @KevinRothWX, or check out the hourly NFL weather forecasts on Roto-Grinders. To take your game to the next level, subscribe to Roto-Grinders' exclusive Weather Edge tool and see how different weather conditions have impacted historical scoring. Week 7 Fantasy, Sleepers, Busts, Start-em, Sit-em forecasts courtesy for Kevin Roth at Roto-Grinders. Broncos at Browns. This looks like some classic Cleveland weather, winds around 20 miles per hour and a strong likelihood of showers as the game unfolds. Somewhat similar conditions were expected last week, and it didn't slow down the Cardinals one bit. Neither of these teams have that kind of passing offense, though, so there are some minor worries. Courtland Sutton and Noah Fant are still must-starts, and Tim Patrick isn't far behind given all the byes this week, but you don't have to force in a sleeper like Donovan Peoples-Jones unless you absolutely have to. He excelled last week, but that was partly due to a Hail Mary and a different QB. There's no need to play the kickers either, as there are plenty of viable options at that position. Week 7 DFS lineups, DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo Falcons at Dolphins. This game figures to see some rain and winds around 13 miles per hour. Unless the rain is projected to be heavy, which we'll know closer to kickoff, don't worry about Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, Mike Gesicki, or Jalen Waddle. Matt Ryan and Tua Tagovailoa can still be used as streamers, too. Check back for updates, though, because we all know how unpredictable Florida weather can be. Week 7 PPR rankings, quarterback. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, D/ST. Kicker Bears at Buccaneers. The wind doesn't project to be as strong in Tampa as it will be in Miami, nor is the chance for rain quite as high. For now, we're not overly worried about this game, but, again, check back for updates closer to kickoff. Colts at 49ers. A high chance of rain and winds around 10-15 miles per hour look to be in store for the Sunday night game. Deebo Samuel is really the only must-start in either of these passing offenses, but given the number of byes this week, many owners probably have Michael Pittman Jr. and maybe T.Y. Hilton, Brandon Ayuk, and one of the QBs slotted into their lineups. It's too early to say that's a mistake, but check back on Sunday to see if things have gotten worse. Don't bother with the kickers. Week 7 standard rankings, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, D/ST. Kicker Saints at Seahawks. The early forecast calls for a high chance of rain and winds around 10 miles per hour. It's unclear at this point just how heavy the rain will be, so there's no need to get too worried, but given the passing offenses involved, it doesn't look like there's any need to take any big chances. It will be tough to sit DK Metcalf and even Tyler Lockett and Marquez Callaway given all the byes, but you don't need to force in any pass catchers other than them. The kickers aren't worth gambling on either. More Week 7 DFS, best stacks, best values, lineup builder. All of this is subject to change as we get closer to kickoff. You can follow meteorologist Kevin Roth on Twitter, @KevinRothWX, and check out the hourly NFL weather forecasts on Roto-Grinders. For the best weather-related fantasy advice, take a look at Weather Edge.